Welcome to another Tuesday Talk at Workshop Digital. Workshop Digital, if you haven't heard, is an award-winning digital marketing agency. They're one of the fastest growing companies in Richmond. Their clients include multi-billion-dollar corporations, and they have some of the best employee benefits and culture available anywhere. And they're pretty picky about who they hire. None of these people ended up working at Workshop Digital out of luck, but according to academic research, that exact thought has crossed the minds of most of these people. Why is that? Impostor syndrome. In 1978, doctors Pauline Clance and Suzanne Imes coined this term to describe an inability for high-achieving people to internalize their accomplishments, and sometimes they may even fear that they'll be exposed as a fraud. Studies have shown that anywhere from 40 to 70% of people have experienced this feeling at some point in their life. Those who experience imposter syndrome tend to dismiss their own achievements and abilities, and they tend to do this in a few different ways. Hey, that last campaign you ran was amazing. How did you get the conversion rate so high?
Well, I think I just got lucky. Who would have thought people like photos of llamas so much?
That was really awesome client feedback. You must be killing it for them.
Thanks. I mean, I think they just kind of like me because my mom's in their golding circle.
I heard your presentation helped us land a new client.
It did, yeah. I mean, I just really helped Joe. He did most of the work. He's really smart.
Can you guess who said this? Maya frickin' Angelou, someone who was nominated for the Pulitzer Prize, won 5 Grammy Awards, has 50 honorary degrees, and who even knows what else, felt that deep down she was a fraud who didn't have a clue what she was doing. And the list of successful people who have experienced imposter syndrome goes on and on. US presidents, best-selling author Seth Godin, screenwriter Chuck Lorre, Neil Gaiman, best-selling author John Green, comedian Tommy Cooper, Sheryl Sandberg, US Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor, and actress Emma Watson. Which is ridiculous because you know Emma Watson's the real deal. So you might be thinking, okay, if these extremely talented and successful people feel this way sometimes, then it's okay for me to feel this way. It's just humility and I'll be fine, it won't hold me back. And that's partly true. There are benefits to feeling like an imposter. Namely, you work harder to prove yourself. You try to make up for your perceived lack of ability by putting in long hours, pushing yourself, constantly trying to prove yourself. But it can negatively affect you if you don't address these thought patterns. You've got it bad if, 1, you self-prescribe limits. The higher you go in your field, the more likely you are to find yourself in new terrain and maybe feel a little bit more like you're winging it. Eventually, you may feel like you've achieved the pinnacle of your success and may avoid going any further for fear of being exposed. 2, you avoid new experiences. It may keep you from trying new things because you don't want to be perceived as a fake. 3, you don't enjoy your achievements. Imposter syndrome may keep you from enjoying what you've worked so hard to achieve. If any of these sound familiar, here are some tips for overcoming imposter syndrome. 1, own your successes. Just like we have to own up to our failures, we must own up to our successes. Undermining them serves no one. 2, cease comparisons. Comparisons are often biased and rarely helpful. We're often very aware of how underwater we feel, and we assume that other people are getting by more effortlessly. But in reality, everyone probably feels just as stressed as you, and everyone's facing their own unique set of challenges. 3, risk exposure. Hold firm to ambition. While our fears urge us to stick with what we know we're good at, where risk of being uncovered is minimized, letting fear hold you back is a surefire path to mediocrity. And lastly, just remember, you're really good at your job.